Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us on Indiethon. I am Adler. I'll be your host for the next couple runs. Indiethon Summer 2023 is raising money for the Samaritans. They are a UK-based suicide prevention charity with a free call helpline for those in crisis. They deal with 10,000 calls a day, and every call they answer could change a life forever. Not only can you contact the Samaritans through their helpline, you can also contact them by email, send them a physical letter, use their new online chat feature, or get advice through their self-help app. And I am going to go ahead and get us handed off to our next runner, our NickRPGreen, who's going to be playing UnMetal for us. This show's all yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Hello, Indiethon. It's good to be back. It's been a little while since I last ran UnMetal at Indiethon, and my skills have improved since then. Last time I was here, I was showcasing any percent easy. We are taking it up 2 notches. We ignore medium. No one plays medium, and we are going straight into the hardest difficulty now. Any percent hard. UnMetal is a game. It's a parody and homage to the 2D Metal Gear games from the NES MSX era, so Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. It actually just got a physical re-release yesterday. So on PS4 and Switch, you can now grab a physical copy and the collector's edition. This is the Steam version that we're playing today. So I think we should probably get started. So, starting your game on hard, and the time will start the moment I select the difficulty. So, we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so we play the game as Jesse Fox, an elite commando, or so it seems, who was put in prison for a crime that he didn't commit, and he didn't. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and escape from this base. Now, one thing that's important to note throughout this entire game is Jesse Fox isn't an elite commando. He's not a mercenary. He's not an assassin. He's just a dude who wants to go home. That's all he's ever trying to do. He's not trying to beat the bad guy. He's not trying to be the hero. He's just trying to go home. He just wants to go home. So you'll notice that we kind of throw stealth out of the window a little bit with some of this. We are only doing an any percent run. We don't need to be stealthy. We don't need to try and take out guards or anything like that. We can just run through. Having said that, when we do take out guards stealthily, you'll see we get a little star, and that star is some experience. Yes, this has, I hesitate to say RPG elements to it. It has a leveling system to it. So we're going to punch these, grab these circuit boards. These are very important crafting items. It's got crafting as well. Very, very simple crafting system. It's nothing too over the top. Grab our first secret of the game, some stamina, which gives us extra HP. And then I'm going to grab these 2 items, combine them together. We now have an unencrypted radio that we can give to the colonel that we spoke to just a second ago. There we go. Give it to the colonel and move on. We need to get an unencrypted radio for ourselves so that we can actually communicate. So I'm going to punch this guy out, and he's going to drop a coin and a radio. I'm going to see if I can grab... I was hoping to grab just the radio and not the coin. Avoid the cutscene, but never mind. And then we're going to get our next item from this guy. Which kick him and grab an eye patch. That's going to be handy, I'm sure. Let's construct that other radio. That's going to try and avoid that guy from shooting us. So throughout the game, the way we get experience is by taking out guards without them spotting us. There's no necessary requirement by the end of the game. This is some good XP so far. So there's no requirement to get to certain levels, but it's really handy if I can get to certain levels in time. These 2 are just quicker to take them out. Oh no, I'm bleeding out. I've been shot. You always get shot by one of these guards, and we've leveled up. I'm going to take sprints as our upgrades. I mean, obviously. course we're going to take the one that's gives us the movement speed. I'm going to load the game. Whenever we get a save point like that, if we're bleeding out and we load the game, then we will get all of our health back again, which is really nice. This is our very first boss of the game. This is Grenade Guy. I think you can probably work out how he got that name. And say goodbye to Grenade Guy, because that was Grenade Guy.
Boss defeated.
A wonderful little jingle at the end there. Grenade Guy drops us a hook. We can use that hook with the rope that we found earlier to create a rope with hook. Very, very inventive, ingenious names for some of these items. And that is going to be the end of Chapter 1. Very, very quick run through of stage 1, and we move down into the sewers and on to stage 2. So we go, stage complete. We got 11 out of 17 XP, 1 secret, and a time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds. So, Chapter 2, something stinks really bad. We now need to make our way through these horrible sewers. I'm going to grab this severed arm, dip the severed arm into the water. It dissolves it instantly. This water here is about as clean as the UK's current beaches, so we need to be careful. Sergeant Roscoe's our next boss. We haven't got any major weapons yet, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit this globe at him, and that should do some damage. Oh, he's being crafty. Oh, I've been hit. Try and heal up. Oh, he is not being nice with his angles here. So. Not gonna hit him. Not quite getting the right angles on these globe hits. That's better. Let's get that other health kit ready. There we go. Okay,
Boss
a little bit of a rough Roscoe fight. Roscoe drops us our first key card. It wouldn't be a stealth action game without key cards. We have the first key card, and now we've got shredders. These shredders have been unlocked. Don't worry, there are some that can actually hurt us. Grab our next plastic drum. I'm going to use those to get some stuff. I'm going to get hit by that one deliberately. We're going to do another save scum. So here we've got a save, so we'll load that save and get our health back. The other reason for that load is there's actually a bunch of piranha monsters in that room as well. But by loading that save, it resets them, and they don't come up out of the water quickly enough. First major skip of the game. This is called dog skip. We're supposed to go left here and go through a couple of rooms and get some meat. So we throw the meat at the dog, and the dog eats the meat instead of attacking us. Ooh, that was a bit rough. But instead we can just take the hit from the dog and deal with it that way. So we're on a bit of a timer here now. I want to get to the next save point so that I can reload, get all of my health back. I've got plenty of time here. This sounds like it's dangerous, but don't worry, we've got time. We're getting another circuit board for the prisoner that we just rescued. We've got enough time. I'm going to construct a raft and the radio. Give it to him, and there's our save to reload, get all of our health back. Now we're going to dog skip back again. This one's a little more dangerous. And now, again, I am on a bit of a timer to rush to the next save point. I must make sure I don't get bitten by any of these. There they are. There's all the fishies that we skipped earlier. And there's our save. Perfect. Alright, time for another health upgrade, I think. The health upgrades in the game aren't mandatory. We don't have to get them in this run, but they don't take very long to grab, and we could do with the help, particularly on the hardest difficulty here. So there's no harm in getting them. Make sure we get around these shredders. There we go. And I wonder if our lovely hosts could give us a preferred choice of food, nuts or cheese.
Oh, cheese, 100% all the way.
100% cheese. We're going for cheese. which is good because we usually go for nut because it's slightly faster. So, a lot. And now, we're a piece of cheese. In the little cutscene there, Jesse's telling the story of what's going on in the background. He's telling it to his girlfriend, and she says, I must have been lonely down there, and he said, it wasn't that lonely, there was a bunch of, she asks, were there, like loads of rats down there? And your options are none or a lot, and if you got a lot, Jesse says, there were loads of rats, I felt like a piece of cheese, so the metaphor is made quite literal with him turning into a piece of cheese. And you may think that if you select none, it's like, oh, there's no rats, so we don't have to worry about any rats. Instead, he says, no, there weren't. Instead. Grab this flamethrower. We're going to repair this flamethrower, give it some fuel, so we can get through the next section. The flamethrower, we have to be very careful. There's a little red meter above Jesse's head here. If that meter gets to full, the flamethrower will explode. And it kills instantly, so we're going to make sure we don't do that. We're going to manage destroying these barrels, or these tyre stacks, whilst also making sure I don't get killed by the rats. We can always clear out the first room of rats, makes the rest of this room nice and simple, but going forward we're just going to run away from them. We'll turn around every so often and just fire a shot now. Just slowly manage. There we go. Slowly manage shooting the rats and shooting the tyres. Throw them back up there. There we go. Moving. Last stack. Beautiful. We're gonna end this chase early by going into another secret room. Grab our next secret. More health. Health is good. And make our way into the next boss fight. One of the nastiest boss fights. The difficulty curve of the levels is a little rough in this game. Chapter 2 is for only being the second chapter in the game, quite a tricky run. This is sewer junk. We didn't do all that yet, but we do have to manage shooting rats and shooting him. It's complete RNG as to where he's going to come up. We're going to advise that he had 6 tentacles. You might think, oh, 6 tentacles is more than 2. Why don't you select 2? Because the game subverts us in lots of different ways. And if we said that he had 2 tentacles, Jesse would actually state that he had 24 tentacles, and we would have 24 tentacles to deal with. Again, just throughout this fight, managing shooting rats and shooting. I'm going to be attempting another skip. I'll really do with some health for. I might be able to go for it. That's it. I can't do any more. If I want to try this skip, I can't do any more damage to sewer junk. So the skip that I'm going for is called flamethrower skip. I might have already done I've already done too much damage. Partway through the fight, once you've done a certain amount of damage, I think I did 1 tick too many. The flamethrower breaks. If you do exactly enough damage to like 1 tick before the flamethrower break, you can just
boss defeated.
Do enough damage on the skip the flamethrower breaking, which is slightly faster, but it is quite difficult to do on hard. But we got through the fight, which is the important thing, and we are now out of the sewers, which is another important thing. Just skip through the cutscene there. So that's stage 2 complete. There are 10 stages in all, as you can see by the lovely score screen there. And we're obviously going to make our way through every single one of them. On to chapter 3, we're back inside now, in the lion's den. We're going to get some absolutely free XP from that guard there, which is nice. And level up to level 3, a great time for leveling up. We're going to take healing, allowing us to apply bandages and first aid kits faster. Just anything to make the game faster is obviously important. Take that guard out. Run past him. A couple of guards in this room. Don't actually need to take these guards out. You're gonna get the that guy's XP is free, so we'll take that and we'll just ignore the other one. We're going to meet a character here called Dr. Hoffman. She points a gun at us, and Jesse's immediate thought is to stab himself in the chest with a rusty wire. His thought process behind it is he's currently an enemy, but if he stabs himself in the chest, he needs medical attention, and he's now a patient. And as a doctor, it's her duty of care to help the needy. So his plan works, and she decides to help him. That's how it works. So we're going to make our way through the base. Very important at this point that I don't get an alert. I'm actually going to make sure I get this guard to come down here so I don't get an alert from here. Ooh, I took a couple of hits there. So we need to make sure that I do another save scum to get all my health back. Moving to here. Secret in here, which there's some ammo and stuff in here as well as the secret. So we'll grab that. More ammo. A bullet pouch gives me 1 extra bullet in my inventory, which isn't actually that helpful. And there's our save scum. From here, we're going to head up to the next floor, and the next floor is full of drones. Lots of little tiny drones, and then maybe one really big, massive drone. Reload whilst we're on the elevator rather than reload. Jesse's standing still to reload, so reload when we're on the elevator. Makes that a lot easier. And gonna roll our way through here. You may be wondering, why are you rolling? You took an upgrade called Sprint. Sprint only gives you Sprint does give you a speed boost throughout, but when there's enemies on the screen, you don't sprint quite as quickly, and rolling is quicker when enemies are on the screen. So this is Megatron. I'm going to have to shoot him. He's going to drop these containers. So I need to make sure I don't get squished by the containers. So it's quite a balancing act of making sure that I shoot him a lot. But also don't get... Oh, there. This is bad.
Boss defeated.
When you have a moment, I have a donation for you.
Ooh, wonderful. Go for it.
It is from Tempest Mask 1000, who gives $5 and says, "All right, nobody please ask why the East Coast American is still up at 4 in the morning. But the silver lining is that I at least get to support my pal Nick before I finally call it a night. Remember your training, Fox. Your standard driver's license training. Now get back to work. Good luck, Nick. Always rooting for you."
Thank you, Tempest. Tempest is on this marathon later on, and I'm actually teching during his run, so I'm looking forward to that. I did some science. Combined some elements. Anyone know how to make chloroform? Because we needed to make chloroform. If your answer was 1 part chlora and 1 part form, you're absolutely right. That's chloroform. So that's how we've now got a nice big pot of chloroform, which we're going to use for another skip. There's actually a developer intended skip, although the developer didn't quite realize how useful this skip was going to be. So one of the reasons we went down and fought Megatron was to get this suit. This is a thermal suit, because there is thermal imaging gear here. You can see the sort of detector in the top there. We can't see where it's looking. It looks at a sort of 90-degree or 45-degree angle out into the room. On the easiest difficulty setting, you can see the lasers. I believe on medium, you can see them if you're wearing the suit. On hard, we don't get to see them at all. So strongly recommend, if you ever want to pick this run up, definitely learn easy first. Will really help with learning where things are, how things work. There's another instance here we get cameras later on, where in easy you can see where the cameras are looking. In hard you can't see where they're looking, so you have to just look at the camera model. We're collecting a bunch of batteries. There's 12 batteries in all. We need all of them. In here we're going to take detectors. We get to actually influence the game there. Detectors gave us two detectors. If I'd selected GRD, it would have given us 3 more guards. And I'll let people hazard a guess what SHP might have stood for. I'll wait a moment to see if anyone does guess and see if anyone gets it right. What might SHP have given us? There we go, give that guy the batteries.
I was finally...
Move through to here. We're going to call to the boss isn't here, so we're going to, or the boss has already ran away, and we need to get back to the medical room. So we used the chloroform. Jesse had a good old sniff of the chloroform, and of course that immediately put him to sleep. It just so happens that when we get put to sleep, we get captured and get taken all the way back down there, and we've skipped a massive backtrack, which is really nice. But the answer to the question for SHP was sheep. The room would have been filled with sheep. And that's really slow, moving through all of these sheep. Alright, next boss fight, we're going to fight Lieutenant Marcuson. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move out of the way here, move these 2 guys up so that I can punch them out. And then I'll go and shoot Marcuson. Wonderful.
Boss defeated.
One thing we learned early on in this when we got the gun is that Jesse is not an assassin. Jesse is not allowed to kill anyone. So I deliberately went over and punched those 2 guards because by doing so it meant I didn't have to heal them. If Jesse does lethal damage to any enemy in the game, he must heal them, and if they bleed out and die, you get a game over. That's a new world record for stage 3. Woohoo! On to chapter 4, Welcome to the Jungle, and we've got some minefields to get through. Now I'm gonna be really quiet. I'm gonna have to concentrate and just sort of use my instinct and initiative to work out where these mines are. Also, I'm hoping that's level 4. That is level 4. Excellent timing. We're going to take Rolling Thunder. Cooldown between rolls is halved. So I think I'm going to go here. Looks good. I think I'll move... Ooh, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's nice. So, as you may have guessed, there was no intuition there. We've got one more minefield to get through here. We'll just roll down there. The minefields are sort of random in the game. There's a whole set. That's the biggest skip in the game. We've just skipped a massive underground base. There's a boss that we've skipped, which is a really fun boss called Turret Storm. We're just running around the jungle for a minute now. But the minefields, if you start a new game and just come straight into this chapter, as soon as you load this chapter, it will generate a random minefield. However, if you load a previous chapter 4 save, it will keep the minefield that you load throughout your entire play session. So basically, every time I play this game, the first thing I do is load up my old chapter 4, set the minefield for my session, and then I'm good to go. I'm going to heal because I'm a little low on health there. Jesse was getting lost in the jungle. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. That was a very nasty hit. I'm going to try and avoid... I don't know what these enemies are. No one has ever come up with a suitable suggestion for what to call these things. They are quite horrible. But I'm moving very particularly through... in very particular directions through the jungle. You're supposed to collect a compass, and the compass tells you which room to move into next. But we don't have to do that. The jungle is always the same. It's not random, and so we can bypass the whole collecting the compass thing. And that is chapter 4. Because of that skip, the shortest chapter in the game, and we're done. Woohoo! 4 chapters done, 6 chapters to go. Chapter 5 is the barracks, and this is supposed to be a really stealthy, sneaky level. There's a patrol that comes around, but we're going to ignore that. And I'm actually deliberately going to get an alert, but I've done it in a very sneaky way. This is a very, very important mechanic. You'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, it was a yellow question mark, and then it turned into a yellow. It's back into a yellow. Exclamation mark, and it will turn into a yellow question mark. If it's a red exclamation mark, that is a full alert. If you know Metal Gear Solid, you've got alerts, evasion, caution.
I just
out. If the guards call someone on the radio, you will go into full alert. If you go into full alert, every door in the base will lock. So what I did is I got spotted by a guard and immediately left the screen before that guard could call in an alert. And by doing so, it meant that we never actually went into, oh, this is dangerous. Ooh, that was a little scary. On to our next fight. So yeah, by only getting
as much as you want. Those sandbags will
dangerous. Oh, that's a bad kill. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a checkpoint. Oh, I've actually got the alert there. That's interesting. Unfortunately, there isn't a checkpoint or a save point before that fight, so I have to quickly run through this whole thing again. So this is probably a good time for any messages from our host whilst I quickly run back to redo this fight.
Sure thing. The main thing I'd like to plug here is we do have an incentive coming up for the next run, the Tasmanian Tiger run. If that gets met, it will be Curricular doing a run of cheat percent that is currently at $5 out of 100. So if you're on the fence, you're thinking, maybe I should donate, but I'm not sure if I really want to. If there's what's in it for me, you need to see more speedrun. So yeah, get those donations in.
Absolutely. All right, we're back. We've got the bulletproof vest again. Very, very important upgrade. The bulletproof vest. It gives us a 50% chance for any hit that Jesse takes to just not do damage. All right, let's try this machine mic fight again. And I've actually got my grenades equipped for this.
hide as much as you want.
1, 2, 3. There we go. That's better. There we go. That's how that fight should go.
Boss defeated.
No sweat. So, Machine Mike, not very happy that we destroyed his machine gun bunker, has now gone and got himself a tank. So we have to shoot the tank. We've got a rocket launcher. We can use that rocket launcher to shoot the tank and move around the fight, making sure that he shoots certain elements we can hide behind. And every object that he shoots has some ammo behind. So I'm going to go to very specific locations, use my own weapons to grab some of them as well. Hide behind this. Let's get some grenades. And go down and grab those
Boss
grenades for later.
defeated.
That was a much better fight than the machine gun fight. And that's stage 5. That is 5 stages complete, 5 stages to go. We are about halfway through the run. There we go. So on to chapter 6, engineering problems. We get the game's pacing is really good. After such a really sort of big hectic level, we now get treated to a much calmer, smoother level. Although I should say that a bit of a trigger warning for current events in this stage. I won't point it out, but you'll know it when it comes, and there's nothing I can do about it. So these engineers are called Leonards. Every engineer in the game is called Leonard. Every guard in the game is called Mike. Just how the guards are called. These guys won't turn off the power to the circular source. We just have to throw grenades at them to blow up their machines. Unfortunately, blowing up their machines also gravely injures them. So we've got to make sure that we do this quickly enough to heal them. Remember, like I said, Jesse Fox is. Oh, that was pretty close. That's an instant kill if you hit one of those saws. Jesse is not a murderer. Now we're gonna go and take a trip in this nice little yellow submarine. Yeah, and apologies for the current affairs. It should be fine. The submarine's locked. We're gonna need a key. We get a key from this. From there, we're gonna recycle a bunch of items. Basically, there's too many items in the game for the size of the inventory. So halfway through the game, Jesse recycles all of the items that he's no longer going to need to clear out his inventory, which is very, very useful. It means we don't have to quite manage as many items in our inventory. We'd never, in a speed run, we'd never fill the inventory. We don't pick up plenty of items in the game. So we'll navigate our way through. The submarine controls wonderfully. It's actually a game with an underwater section that I actually really like. You know, you think back to childhood memories of playing Mario and Sonic and dreading the underwater sections. Nah, not this game. I actually really like the way the submarine handles. So we're going to grab some missiles so we can get through. We need to destroy a bunch of these mines. These mines, instant kills if we hit them, so very important that we don't. We've also got these little rocket turrets. Oh, I was trying to hit that one. Those missiles are also an instant kill. I'm going to play it safe. There's another secret behind this wall, so grab that. That's a bit more health for the rest of the game, which is going to be helpful. And there's another mine there. Just a little bit of a puzzle getting through some of these, getting past some of these sea mines. There's a lot more sea mines on hard than there are on the easiest difficulty. Throw a couple of missiles down there. We'll ignore that little rocket turret. He's not doing any harm. It's just there, minding his own business. Don't need to worry about that one. And then we do have an underwater boss. This underwater boss is called Huge Eel. And you'll see in a second why he's called Huge Eel. The answer is because he is a really big eel. That's it. It's very, very inventive names for some of the bosses in UnMetal. A little bit on the nose, actually, if you ask me. So we're just going to do this little sort of dance with Huge Eel as he comes towards us. We just move, get out of the way, fire a missile, and there we go. Huge Eel has been defeated. Wonderful fight.
Boss defeated.
That's also going to be a level up. Get our next upgrade, which is Gunslinger. Reloads the gun automatically, so we no longer need to reload the gun. Jesse will reload the gun automatically. And that's stage 6. Wonderful. From stage 6 to one of the most difficult stages in the game. This has got the most difficult boss in the game, Boondocks. Gonna grab another potty. We haven't used any potties yet, but I'll explain their use. Well, potty is basically a portable save point. I've got rockets, so I need to be careful here. There's this boat, and I want to go in here and grab some money. If I grab that money when the boat was coming around, I'd be instantly dead. We're grabbing a load of money. We're getting rich, super rich. That's $30 million we've got right there. well ahead on XP, so I don't need to worry too much about getting XP from these guys. That was nice. My bulletproof vest took a lot of damage there. That's another $10 million. $40 million. We're going to spend that $40 million on this boat so that we can escape. Sorry, $50 million. Unfortunately, the boat gets struck by lightning, is destroyed, and the owner of the boat won't give us a refund. So I guess we're going to have to work our way through the base. Grab another grenade here. Watch out for the dude shooting. Another grenade in this. And you know what? Marathon safety. I'm going to quickly save. Saving the game manually is done by going to the toilets, which is why we've got potties. Potties allow you to save at any point by going to the toilet in a potty. Makes sense, I think. So, next boss, we're actually going to fire a warning shot at the boss. We can fire an early shot, which will then connect. Concentrate on this fight. It's oh, that's not a good grenade throw. Getting hit directly by one of these missiles that's chasing us is massive amount of health loss. And then the craters that are left behind also do much damage. Oh, one more hit. That should do it. Close. A little rough around the edges,
Boss
but it'll
defeated.
do. It'll do. Now the whole place is sinking, so we need to get out of there. We're not done yet. As if the hardest boss in the game wasn't enough, we've still got one more boss to do in this chapter. We're gonna grab this gasoline tank, and then these two guards. I'm gonna make sure I get XP from one of them. Ow! That's alright. Should be fine. So we find this boat, we tell the game that the boat is out of gas, so then we immediately fill it with the gasoline, and now we go and fight probably this one of my least favourite bosses in the game. This is Black Thunder. Black Thunder's movements aren't... It's that one. So I actually don't derail myself and run off into the rocks. This one's not too bad. That's Black Thunder. Yeah, the way the river sort of meanders is completely random. So if it meanders with Black Thunder, it's really nice because you can get ahead of it and shoot. But if it meanders in the opposite way, the fight can go on for a very, very long time. Very, very annoying boss fight. There's just something about helicopter boss fights in video games that I don't agree with. Again, I talked about the pacing earlier, and the pacing changes once again. We go into Chapter 8, 1,000 Eyes are watching you. This is a very, a much slower paced level, very stealth-based. There's a bunch of cameras in this, but there's a very important trick that we're going to do, which I found, and it's this load. I didn't need to load to get health or anything like that. That load resets all of the cameras in the upcoming base and means that they are always going to be on ideal cycles, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Cameras have an immediate blind spot directly underneath them, so we have to move around the cameras with their blind spot. So you'll notice that the first camera now is moving over to the left. I'm grabbing some string to move under them, and the camera there is moving to the right, and this is going to persist throughout this entire level. Every new camera I come across is going to move immediately out of my way. Makes this chapter used to be really long, waiting for these cameras, but by just that one little load, saved so much time. It was a really nice find. If you're playing this on the easiest difficulty, you would get like a cone of vision for these cameras. On medium difficulty, I think you only get the cone of vision if you're wearing some sunglasses. And then on hard, you don't see it at all. So again, another reason, if you want to learn this run, that is one of the banes of this run, that guard. Guards will randomly look left and right. And unfortunately, just as I approached him, he looked at me, which wasn't very nice of him. Here we're taking these guards out and dropping a scarecrow behind, because the cameras aren't overly clever, but if they realise that the patrolman is not at his patrol, we'll raise an alert, and an alert in this chapter is an immediate game over. I'm going to grab 11 of these electromagnetic grenades. Going to throw one at that and grab that stamina. So now I've got to make our way back. Ooh, wait for that camera. So we got some guard uniforms, crafted some little scarecrows so that we can trick the cameras into thinking that the guards are still there. Quite why Jesse didn't just put the uniform on and run around like a guard is anybody's guess. He's not the most clever of protagonists sometimes. So we can now make our way through the rest of the base, throwing electromagnetic grenades at all of these cameras to get past them. We are very quickly approaching the end of this stage. One more room. We've got a little puzzle. Sort of a boss fight. Playing through this casually, you'll spend quite a lot of trial and error getting through this next bit. So we've collected a pizza. We've examined the pizza. So I've got really bad cycles with these cameras. We've examined the pizza to determine that it was a pepperoni pizza. That's going to be important. Got this fire extinguisher. I'm going to combine the fire extinguisher with the pizza to make it look like the pizza is, smoking and steaming, and it's nice fresh pizza. And then we've successfully re-delivered a pepperoni pizza to the guard on the other side of this door, so that he'll let us in thinking we're a delivery driver. And we immediately knock that guard out and move into the base. One thing about this game is it is very funny. There's a lot of comedy in the run. Of course, in this run, we are skipping cutscenes left, right, and centre. So highly recommend people give this game a go. It's on sale in the Steam sale at the moment, and just give it a casual playthrough just for the jokes. It's a very well written, clever game. Particularly if you're a fan of Metal Gear, you'll get a lot out of some tropes.
Send backup.
I'm going to quickly run into here and replenish my electromagnetic grenades. The first thing we did in this area is we cut the. I'm taking a lot of damage. We cut the wires to the alarm system so we can run through here without getting an alert quite easily. So none of the doors are locking. These are Scandinavian guards. They're a lot brickier than your average guard. Let's keep ducking and weaving. There we go, and we've got our next save here, so we can load and get all my health back. And here we're going to ask the scientists to summarise what they're saying. Jesse tries to scare them by shooting a bullet off to the side, and the bullet ricochets around quite wildly. Oh, that's bad. We're going to use a potty here. This is another major skip. This is the red room skip. We should have gone left through a bunch of different rooms. I think I'm going to die. Yes, I am. That's why we use a potty. So we're supposed to go left through a bunch of rooms. Let me make sure I've got my items ready. To get a rad suit, a radiation suit, which means that we don't take damage whilst we're in here. But there's this item that I've collected called the... There we go, that's better. Called the blood bag. The health kits don't actually heal you. Health kits start heal regeneration. I'm gonna get through here quick. I'm gonna heal just to be on the safe side. Healing kits, as you can see right now, I've used a healing kit and it's just slowly healing me up. The blood bag is the exception to that. The blood bag will immediately put Jesse back to full health. So by using the blood bag specifically at that moment during the red room, actually get through the red room without having to get the rad suit, which is a pretty big time save. It takes a good couple of minutes to run through the room, grab the rad suit and get back out again. Alright, Right, we're through all the cameras. Still can't get an alert yet, though. Gotta be careful, though. If I get an alert now and lock all the doors, back to the start of the rad room. Can you alert that guard there? I really, really can't get an alert at this point, so I'm being very careful. Next save is in that door. There we go. We're free. We're good. And that's level 6. That is the this is the level we need to be at to complete the game. I'm going to take lethal weapon. My guns now do 30% more damage, which is very, very important for one of the upcoming areas. So that's this horrible floor finished with. Just get past that guard. And we're going to skip the 3rd floor and go straight up to the roof. There's a lot going on in this chapter. It's a very, very long chapter. So we'll skip that floor, go straight up to the roof. Skip another cutscene. We're going to see a load of guards just fall over. Jesse manages to talk... Oh, you actually don't see the guards fall over. Jesse manages to talk his way out of an ambush. And as we're here on the roof, we're going to be shooting a bunch of these to get metal clamps. We're going to get a bunch of wires. What we need to do is we need to disable the communications tower, because we want to try and escape in a helicopter. But if the communications tower is active, they'll be able to shoot missiles at us and shoot us down. So we've got to take that out. This section, not really a lot happens, and it takes a little bit of time. So I'll hand it back over to the host for any messages.
Sounds good. If you're just joining us recently, I'd like to say welcome to Indiethon 2023. We are a speedrun marathon, and this year, for this event, we are benefiting the Samaritans. Indiethon Summer 2023 is raising money for the Samaritans. They are a UK-based suicide prevention charity with a free-to-call helpline for those in crisis. They deal with 10,000 calls a day, and every call they answer could change a life forever. Not only can you contact the Samaritans through their helpline, you can also contact them by email, send a physical letter, use their new online chat feature, or get advice through their self-help app. If you want to help the Samaritans some more, they are always in search of new volunteers, from listening volunteers to answer the calls, to helping with fundraising events like the London Marathon. They have a role for everyone who wants to help. More information is available on their website at samaritans.org.
Wonderful. Great timing. Finished on the roof, and we're now we're going to meet a new type of guard. These are the Japanese guards. Japanese guards are quite nasty. They have superior sights. That was actually a really nice room. They have superior sights. They can see in 180 degrees around them, as opposed to the full 90 degrees that normal guards can see. They can also raise an alert instantly without using their radio. I want to make sure I actually take this guard out. Oh, he's being a pain. I want to take this guard out because I need to come back this way. So I'm just going to run all the way around. So yeah, if you get spotted by one of them, you will immediately get an alert. There is no time. And again, this guard coming down here, I want to make sure I take him out. I'm going to stand all the way over here so he definitely doesn't spot me. There's still a limit to how far away you can be. Oh, that didn't hit him. That didn't hit him. Quick. There we go. That's good. That's helpful. I'm going to use the potty here just in case. We're gonna second to last boss here. This is Takuma Tagashi, and he's going to be dispatched very, very quickly. No, he's going to dispatch me very, very quickly. That's why I use the potty, because if you don't quite get the rhythm of your shooting down. That's better. And a little trick there. For some reason, Takuma Tagashi is one of the only bosses that does it. But as soon as you defeat him, you get a save. The game instantly saves, so we can load that save instantly and skip the whole. That skip is called the Heidi save, or the Heidi load. Excuse me. Which is named, excuse me, bloody hell, which is named after my wife, Heidi Hi, because I was teaching her this game, to speedrun this game. She speedruns this game as well, and we discovered it whilst I was teaching her, so we decided to call it the Heidi load. So now that we're done with the Japanese guards and the second to last boss of the game, we're going to come back to this floor. There's a door we couldn't go through because we didn't have the keycard for. We can come in here, grab some night vision goggles. And these night vision goggles are going to let us go down into the basement. These are required. We can't do the basement blind. There is a keeper of the Lord of the Labyrinth in the basement who won't let you through if you haven't got night vision goggles. I'm going to reload because the automatic reload hasn't kicked in.
Welcome.
There we go. So there's the Lord of the Labyrinth. We've got the map. We've got the night vision goggles, so we're allowed to run through. The map tells us exactly which way we're supposed to go through here. Luckily, it's always the same, so we can just run through because I know exactly which way I'm going. In this universe, ghosts can be shot, which was very confusing for my first casual run through because I didn't try to shoot the ghosts because I didn't think you'd be able to shoot a ghost. But yes, you can shoot ghosts in this universe. It's very, very important to be level 6 at this point. At level 6, I took the upgrade where my guns do 30% more damage. As a result, each of these ghosts only takes 2 hits. If I wasn't level 6, these ghosts would take 3 hits, and I'd actually run out of ammo very, very quickly. So very important that you are level 6 by the time you get to this section. It's also helpful for the final boss because we are going to shoot the final boss. So having 30% extra damage on the final boss is also very nice. And that was an error. Never mind. We only go back to the start of the labyrinth, so it'll take a couple of seconds to catch back up again. That one ghost is very, very close to the entrance of the room. If the ghosts grab onto you, you can't escape their clutches except by getting off the screen. So here I'm not too worried about getting captured by one of the ghosts because I'm off the screen very quickly. I've got 1 health kit left. I actually want to have 0 health kits before fighting the final boss. The final boss starts stealing your items, and if you deal damage to him and you've gotten a med kit on you, he will steal your med kit and heal himself. So it's very, very important you go into the final boss, or at least try and do the final bit of the final boss with 0 health kits. Take out these ghosts. This was the ghost that I had problems with last time. So there we go. Play that one a little bit safer. Take out that ghost. We can ignore that ghost. He's not hurting anyone. Couple more rooms. Last room, last ghost. There we go. And we are through. That is the longest chapter in the game, chapter 9. As I say, so much stuff going on in chapter 9. It's a very, very nasty level. We now move into the final chapter, Escape Complete. Jesse's finally going to get out of here. We've got a bit more science to do before we go. We're going to construct some C4. We're going to build a bomb. And of course, everyone knows that the way to construct C4 is to collect 4 different pieces of C1 and combine them all to make C4. So we're going to run around. We're going to collect all of these pieces of C1. And that's going to give us our C4. So into here. There's some C1 behind that box. There's some C1 behind that box. We could also do with some sort of timer. Luckily, the game gives us a wristwatch. You actually collect that wristwatch all the way back in stage 1. But if you don't collect it in stage 1, it's also available there. So we'll drop that time bomb onto that big gas canister. We're going to very, very quickly skip the cutscenes in here and kaboom! Take everyone out. And now we are making our way over to the final boss. We've got some mandatory alerts. Easiest way of dealing with these guys is just stand at the edge of the screen and punch them as they enter. Very, very simple. The same thing's going to happen here. Mandatory alerts. So I'm going to get to here, drop the general, and just stand here and punch these guards as they enter the screen. One usually gets past you. We can ignore him. And now we are making our way up to the final boss, General X's office.
I've just got a quick question about this C4.
Go for
Will C square roots of 16 work as well?
Ooh, that is a very good question. You know what? I'm gonna email the developer Fran and ask him if he can look into that.
Okay, thanks. Let me know.
I will do. So that is all of our. I'm going to heal. Make sure I've got 0 health kits. Got a load of equipment. And now we move up to the final boss. This is our main antagonist of the game, General X. Again, very, very imaginative name. Here he is, General X. So he has 3 phases. He's going to send out a bunch of drones. So I'm just going to run around and shoot these drones. Then we're going to get attacked by a large neck-like thing, which is definitely not a Metal Gear, I promise. We'll dispatch this relatively easily. These electromagnetic grenades and ways to keep occupied. And now the final fight against General X, I need to throw an electromagnetic grenade at him because he's got a stealth suit on, and then shoot him. Oh! And I just choked on that final shot there. So unfortunately, I've got to redo this. And this has not been a great display of boss fights, I'm afraid. We'll get through it.
It does seem like you're working these fights like with very, very limited like ammo and health and whatnot. So you have to be super precise.
Stealth suit on, we've got to shoot him. There is a quick kill on him, which I will be attempting. We finish him off in 1 phase. Get nice and close to him. Oh, I didn't quite manage it. I needed 1 more shot, but that will do it. And time is coming up as soon as we see the next screen. Time. 52-21 according to IGT. Not too bad a run, underestimate, which is always good. The current IGT world records, which is held by me, is 48 minutes and 10 seconds. So a little off, which is okay, but okay for a marathon. We do have a little bit of an epilogue here. We have to convince Colonel Harris to let us be the one to fly the helicopter whilst we're being shot down. And to convince Colonel Harris, we just punch him in the face. We've successfully convinced Colonel Harris. And that is UnMetal. It's a very fun little indie game. It's a 1.5 years old. As I said earlier, we just had a physical edition released for the PS4 and Switch. Yeah, it's a game I've spent a lot of time playing. Really enjoy showing it off, and it'd be great to get some more people running it. So if you've enjoyed watching this run, reach out to me. Let me know. There's not a huge community around UnMetal at the moment, so let me know, and go check it out on speedrun.com. And yeah, that will do from me for now. But I will be in the hosting hot seat later today, and I am back tomorrow with another of Unepic Fran's games, Mini Ghosts. So I will see you then. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you for running. Thanks again. Give it up for NickRPGreen. Great run of UnMetal. And that's going to take us to our next break.